Hello, my name is Barnaby Lennon, and today we're going to learn the countries of Latin America. It would be helpful if you had a base map so that you can fill in the names of the countries as we go along. So here is the map of Latin America, and Latin America is divided into two parts. Central America, which is all of this, Central America, because it's in the centre between the United States, which is up here, and South America, which is this part here. So it's South America, Central America, which together make Latin America, and up here is the United States. And they're called Latin America partly because all of these countries, with one or two exceptions, speak Spanish or Portuguese. Well, we'll start up here in the north with Mexico, with a population of 114 million, a very big country, a newly industrialized country, on the border with the United States. There's Florida just sticking down there. And this is where the Aztec population originally lived until they were killed off by Spanish invaders in the 16th century. And the capital of Mexico is Mexico City, which, with a population of 22 million, is one of the largest cities in the world. And here's the Gulf of Mexico. And then if we now begin to work our way down, here is the small country of Belize, which used to be called British Honduras, and it was an English colony. English is still the official language, a place where quite a lot of people still go on holiday. And then over here is the relatively small country of Guatemala. There's Guatemala, and then in the southeast corner of Guatemala, El Salvador. And then to the north of El Salvador, Honduras. And then to the south of Honduras, Nicaragua. So this is Costa Rica. That country there. And then finally, in the Central American Peninsula, we come to Panama. There's Panama, and running through the centre of Panama is the Panama Canal, which opened in 1914 through here, which permits ships to go from the Atlantic on this side to the Pacific and back. Here's the Gulf of Mexico, and this is the Caribbean Sea, and in the Caribbean Sea are a large number of independent countries. Here is Cuba. And just below Cuba, Jamaica. There, and this island, which is divided into two parts, Haiti. There, and the Dominican Republic. There. And then next to the Dominican Republic is Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States. It's not a state, it's part of the United States, but not a full part. A territory of the United States. Up here is the Bahamas, just off the coast of Florida there. And many other islands which we could mention. And of course a lot of these places are well known for their athletic ability. Cuba won 14 medals in the London Olympics, and Jamaica won 12, even though it's a small country, 12 medals, all for athletics. So many islands all the way down here. This is Trinidad there. All part of the Caribbean. The Caribbean. Carib, the word Carib was the name of the original native population. And all of these are incidentally part of the West Indies, which is a grouping of lots of independent countries from which they draw the famous West Indies cricket team. And all of these islands were originally European colonies, and some still are overseas territories of European countries, like Martinique, for example, which is an overseas département of France. So now we come to South America. Remember, this is Central America. Now we come to South America, and here is Colombia. Colombia, well known for its coffee, oil, gas, coal production, and next door Venezuela, a country which is also relatively rich in oil. And the next to Venezuela here is Guyana, which is spelt G-U-Y-A-N-A, Guyana. Used to be British Guiana. And then next to Guyana is Suriname, a former Dutch colony, Suriname. And then next to Suriname is a country called French Guiana, spelt differently from Guyana. French Guiana, which is spelt G-U-I-A-N-A. And is still associated with a colony of overseas territory of France. So these are the countries along the northern edge of South America: Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana. Next we come to Ecuador. There, and just off the coast of South America are the Galapagos Islands. Which are part of Ecuador, the Galapagos Islands, and then Peru. Which is there, which was the part of the Inca Empire originally. And then here two landlocked countries, Bolivia and Paraguay. Bolivia and Paraguay. Here is Brazil, this huge country with a population of 195 million people, the best football team in the world perhaps, the location for the 2014 World Cup and the next Olympic Games in 2016. Now one of the world's largest economies, and whereas all the other countries in South America speak Spanish, in Brazil the language is Portuguese. And Brazil is a huge country, but the northern part is dominated by the Amazon basin, the river Amazon, which is either the longest river in the world or the second longest. It's a battle between the Amazon and the river Nile. So that's Brazil. This is an equatorial climate in the north, and then further south becomes subtropical. Now, as I draw this line down, this is the line of the mountain range, the Andes. And this is Chile, a very long, thin country, separated from Argentina by the Andean mountains, the Andes, which go all the way up there. And here in the tip of South America is a famous landmark, the tip of South America, Cape Horn, which is famous for terrible storms. Here are the Falkland Islands, owned by the United Kingdom. And then finally we come to this little country which is in between Argentina and Brazil, and that is Uruguay. So that's South America.